folks, and welcome to another video from the garden Polytunnel. Today I'm going to start on some sowing of my flower seeds, and I've picked a load out here. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to do this morning, but I'll just let you have a look. I've got some poppies, some zinnias, Rudibeckia, cosmos, and we've got things like evening primrose, a few sweet peas, and then I've got numerous dahlias here. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say a big thanks to those of you who have sent me some seeds, because you know that I'd left mine in the car and we weren't sure whether they would survive, so thank you very much. Some of these I have bought myself, some have been passed on to me. I've got dwarf mix, pom-pom mix, that's just some chrysanthemum, showpiece dahlias. Do love this variety, had great success with these. Not grown this one before. This is another dahlia. Some nice giant zinnias. Same dahlias as shown you. Another zinnia. Clangers mix. More Rudibeckia. Bishop's Children dahlias. These were beautiful. We grew these with the dark foliage. It's sort of like a very dark greeny black. Really beautiful they are. They probably grow about 2.5 feet high, so they're not the tallest, but they are well worth growing. I've not had this one before. This is a bronze leaf mixed dahlia. That'll be new to me. And then some cosmos. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try to grow some of them in here. So the intention is, when I sow some of these seeds, they're not all going to be used, I don't think. I'm going to put a few into these cells, and then I'll probably do my traditional method of using the 12 cell trays and putting a couple of seeds in those. I could just sprinkle them all into a my brain's gone, folks. Into a tray, that's what I was thinking. But then I've got it's extra work. I've got to weigh it up. Now, the thing is, there's only so much goodness in the soil. It will only last for so many weeks. So I've got to have a think about this one. So I might just experiment. I'll do some each way, because I like to have a bit of fun. So we'll see how things go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just fill some of these up with some soil. That's nothing exciting, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, folks. The first seeds what I'm going to sow are some Rudibeckia, that variety. I'm also going to do another one, which is going to be those. These are all going to be for my personal use, so when I label it up, the tray, it's just going to have one label for Rudibeckia, and I shall know that they're a mix. But I'll know that I always start on one side and work my way across, so we'll see. Okay, so the seeds are really fine. you can see those are so small. Look at those. Went a lot further than I thought, folks. It was quite good. It went right up to there. So let's open the next packet up and we'll use those as well. A few more in here. A lot more. Right. I'm going to have to sprinkle these because these are too fine to handle. We have got loads left, so I'm going to do those in a 12 tray cell as well. So these are all done now. Now the seeds don't need to have much soil on. They're very tiny. So all I'm going to do is just gently, very finely, just brush some of the side soil over, and we're going to leave it at that. That one's all done now, folks, so the next thing is to give it a little water. Now just want to too much. Should do it. I've got to find my smaller sprayer. Oh, it's down there, never mind. So that's it. So we've just got to make sure I label that up. Always have my trusty pen in my pocket. It's just a matter where the labels are. Whether they're any good. Oh dear. Well, some of them are, some aren't, some have gone brittle. there's obviously different types, so let's just choose a few. That's all right. Yeah, 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 that's all right. Yeah, all the white ones are all right. The yellow ones are obviously not acid free, and they've just gone funny in the sunlight. Okay. So I'm going to label them up. Because these are for myself, wherever I'm going to put them, I'm not too fussed about labelling them up to the exact what variety they are. But what I am going to do is put the date on. Not sure what the date is today. It's the 11th of March. So I'll date them up. 11th of the 3rd. I'm not going to put it on that side because if it gets windy, it could cause a hole in the cover, and we still want to really get another year's use out of this. So that's that done. So now I'm going to, well, I know I'm going to use I might, to be honest with you, I might keep those seeds for next year. And make sure I've got the right packet, haven't I? Not that it tells you, I think. Oh, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah, that's the right one. So, right, so they're done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the date on so I know when I sow them. 11th of the 3rd. Put those at the bottom for the moment. That one is complete. I'll also make a note of it so I can see what I have set. They'll get separated later, and I'll have the ones which are empty in a different place. Right, so we've done that. Now we need to look at some of these seeds. Obviously sweet peas need deeper trays, they need pots. I think maybe these Iceland poppies, yeah, so 1/4 inch deep in trays. Now the reason why I'm doing the cells is because I find that it's easier to separate the plants. I can just squeeze it and take the plant out, you know, and it's a lot less hassle than trying to work your way around each seedling. The only problem is keeping these watered. Now what I'm probably going to do, I've got some gravel trays, I'm going to put water in there, and I'll probably have these lying in it for a few minutes each day so it waters from the bottom. Now I've not had much luck at growing these Iceland poppies, not in trays anyway. I think I possibly might have had some of those by sprinkling them outside. So we'll, and these are so tiny, these seeds. That is how tiny they are. Still plenty more in there. Basically what I've done is I've sprinkled some on, and I've just pressed them down lightly because I've got to add just a little tiny bit of soil, probably about 3mm. I think that'll be about right. It's, I was thinking no, probably about 5mm deep, which is a quarter of an inch. That's what it's saying. So I'll just get some compost. They should be fine. They'll be all okay. So that's Iceland poppy. And 1st March. Put some water in there. That's it. Now what have we got in here, folks? I can tell you what we've got in here is lupin seeds from what I grew last year, and that's something what I want to do. So they're going to be sown in some cell trays. I think what I'll do is I'll fill it up with soil and move back in a minute. Okay folks, I am back. I've just done 2 of these 12 tray cells. I'm just going to make a little hole in the middle. That only needs to be about 1/4 to 1/2 inch deep, which is 5 to 10mm. Okay, you could do these in trays and you'd get a lot more in, but as I say, it's just, I'm thinking long term, it's just going to allow me to less work in transplanting, and that they can just grow that bit further, and then I can put them straight into wherever they want when they're ready, because there should be enough soil in here. I might have to give them a little bit of a feed to boost the soil if it's going to be longer than the length of the soil, the goodness in the soil, which it's Jack's Magic one I'm using. I don't know, let's just see what it says. Well, without reading everything, I can't really say how long it's going to feed the plants for. Anyway, that's what I'm sowing now, lupins. I'm just going to drop 1 in each cell. if they all germinate, there's going to be 24 plants, which I believe should be more than enough for here, the allotment, and possibly the carers project. So we'll see. I might decide to sow some a bit later. We'll see how that progresses. So all I've got to do now is just lightly, well, in fact, what I'll do is it'll be easier to sprinkle some soil over. Folks, make sure you water. Must be a snail in here. And that's it, folks. That is it. I think the time's rolling on. I'm going to have to get on with the dinner now. So what I'll do is I'll carry on either later or maybe tomorrow, and we'll do a bit more of the other seeds. Some of those I'm not going to be able to go into those little cells. Are going to have to go into something similar to this. The sweet peas will go into taller pots. And I'll show you again. I've shown you on previous years, but I know some of you are new. You may not have seen those videos, so we'll get on with that then. So, okay, folks, thanks for watching.